This is the whole class feedback regarding your writings. They were fantastic. A lot of things went well. You answered all valid points, you wrote more than 40 words, you gave opinions and reasons, you used connectives to make your sentences longer, you used descriptive words, adjectives to give more detail, and you used a different form to the I form. So you met all the success criteria. But even better if we improve accuracy. So when giving opinions like me gusta, we need to have into account that if what it comes after the verb is plural, we need to add the N to the verb. So we use me gusta plus el o la with singular things, and we use me gustan with that N plus los o las when what it comes after is plural. So think about if the school subject is singular or plural. For example, me gusta el dibujo is singular, so I don't need to add the N to the verb, to the opinion verb. But in me gustan las ciencias is plural, and I know that because it has an S in the article and in the noun. So then is when I need to add the N to the verb, to the opinion verb me gustan. So don't miss the article when giving opinions, but don't use it with the verb estudiar. Estudio tecnología y francés. You see, I don't say I study the technology and the French. So only I study technology and French. Estudio tecnología y francés, for example. Also, be very careful and always double check for noun and adjective agreements. Adjectives need to agree with the noun they go with, and also the article needs to agree. For example, el teatro es divertido. Here we have el and teatro and divertido, which agree together. They are all masculine and singular. But in las matemáticas son divertidas, las and matemáticas and divertidas agree together, being feminine and plural. So always check that article, noun, and adjective agree together. Also, the verbs need to agree. And make sure you always check for the difference between es and son. We use es, it is, with singular things, and we use son, they are, with plural things. We use it a lot when giving reasons. So, for example, me gusta el dibujo porque es interesante. El dibujo, art, is singular, so I use es, it is. But en me gustan las ciencias porque son interesantes, las ciencias, it's plural. So I need to say in Spanish, and this is slightly different to English, we say science are, no science is. So me gustan las ciencias porque son interesantes. Las ciencias, it's plural in Spanish. Also, the verbs. Conjugate your verbs using the conjugation table. Make sure you're choosing the right person. And have into account irregular verbs like tener or ser, which don't follow the pattern of the regular verbs. Finally, make sure you check for the difference when using I and no I. So when we use I, there is or there are, it's always followed by un, una, unos, or unas with that indefinite article. But when we use the negative form, no I, we don't need to add the article. Like in English you do, but in Spanish we don't. So let's see the example. Hay una piscina. There is a swimming pool. And you see there in the positive form of I add una. But when I say, pero no hay gimnasio, but there isn't a gym, you see that in English you add that a gym. In Spanish we don't with the negative form of I. We say only there isn't gym. So no hay gimnasio. Some of you ask me, what could I do to improve the translation and the writing? Right, so I've given you tips along this lesson about common mistakes with translations, and I gave you tips to improve your writing. Now, you need to have all this vocabulary accessible. So I have collected in this slide the most important vocabulary regarding school. So I have included school subjects, las asignaturas, and I put the article. So make sure you have the right spellings and the right article in your book. I also included key sentences to talk about school subjects, like when you study por la mañana or por la tarde and what your favorite subject is. I also included adjectives to talk about subjects and teachers. For example, el dibujo es fácil or mi profesor es divertido. I also included school facilities, las instalaciones. So they're useful when you're talking about what there is or there isn't in your school using I. And to give more details, you have adjectives to talk about facilities. So you can say una piscina bonita or una biblioteca grande. Also, I included connectives like y, which means and, pero means but, también means too or also, and sin embargo, which means however. So all these words, all this vocabulary is key to talk about school. So make sure you have all this vocabulary written in your book and that is accessible when you are translating or when you are doing your writings. Now you're going to do the redraft or your last writing. So follow my indications and the model answer that I'm giving you and try your best. I'm looking forward to seeing what you can produce.